You look great, Angelo. You remember me? Yeah, I know. They called me.
How you doing now?
Before we get started, most of you guys have heard that expression, stress kills. Well, after tonight, Davey O'Hannon won't be here anymore. Because I can't begin to imagine what it's like to do this on a bigger scale than... It's not time for dessert already, is it? Oh, God. So you guys have been to the big induction in Amsterdam. And I'm going to call the president / director of the Hall of Fame up here, Tony Villano, who runs this every year. And I got a lesson in doing this stuff that is unbelievable. It really is. The work that goes into this is just astronomical, and it never goes away. It never leaves you. You wake up at night and say, well, no, I really hope this works out all right. I hope everybody's happy. I hope it's classy. And today, it's a little special for me because of how fond I am of our honoree. You know, Angelo Savoldi is very special to me and means so much that I really needed this to be special also. But I'm going to just let Tony Villano, and this is a surprise to him, please come up here, and Tony's going to just give you a little background real quick on the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Thank you all for coming, because we need this to keep our Hall of Fame alive. It's just not just that event in May, it's more than that. We have to keep doing things like this in different towns and cities. We're looking to try to go to Montreal, we're trying to go to Charlotte, we'll be in Pittsburgh, I understand, in the weekend after Halloween. So, you know, we have to do whatever we can to raise funds to keep us going, because we are a grassroots. Remember, we're not for profit, and no one's out there right now with heavy pockets that are given to people like us. So it's a collective thing here with everybody, and we really appreciate it. Especially I really appreciate it, because 10 years ago when there was nobody, you know, and now look at, I can go places and see hundreds of people, so it's really terrific. Dave, really, honest to God, stop calling me every day. Oh, well, I had to give you a work too. But no, terrific. Thank you so much for stepping up. A lot of people say they do and hardly anyone does, and today you walk the walk. So everybody here, and Mr. Savoldi, thank you for coming. And other honorees that are here tonight, and the other wrestlers that are coming here tonight. And I never mention them because I always seem to forget someone, and then they ruin it for everybody for the rest of the night by hounding me saying, "You forgot to mention me." But that's part of the business, I guess. We next week we have David Hart Smith down at the Hall of Fame from 1 to 3 autograph session. And November 19th we have Percy Pringle, aka Paul Bearer. He'll be there as well. We also are community oriented as well. We're doing our 4th annual hat and glove giveaway for the people in the area, and plus we do child ID cards and stuff in association with the Amsterdam Police Department, and the Hall of Fame sponsors all of that. So just to get you, let you know that we're just more than the wrestling. We're actually a fixture in our community. So I appreciate everything that you guys did come in tonight. Please buy these baskets and the tickets and stuff that you have. Amanda's over there ready to sell them for you, because it is a not-for-profit, it is tax deductible, so if you want to write by check, that's fine with me. All right, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, folks. Anyway, before we get into that, I don't see Mike Capano, maybe he couldn't make it. But the people that really keep this Hall of Fame going are so important to us. John Pantozzi, wherever he is just, a workaholic with it, and this stuff can't be done without him. Our newest member of the board of directors is Jim DiLiberto, and I'm going to tell you something. This guy works constantly. He's constantly on top of this stuff, and he makes it happen. So thank you so much to those guys. Now, I'm gonna just point out, first of all, don't panic. Bobby Backlund's on his way, and our friend Ray Apollo, Dwight the Clown, should be walking in. He probably wants to come in on camera, so he should be here any second. Anyway, we got to get going, and I'd like to recognize some people here, and most of them are very special to me because not only did we work together, but they're personal friends. So I'm going to ask them just to kind of stand up and give a wave and be recognized. And later, when things loosen up a little bit, you guys are going to get up. Part of this is for us to have a little bit of personal relationship with the people that watched us for all those years. And we appreciate it. And our way to appreciate it is to recognize you also. So I'm going to ask my friends, as I mentioned them, to stand up and give a wave. And the first one, that we spent a lot of time in the car together in different territories, and he might have been the only guy that I got fired more than, but he was right behind me, and he's the pretty boy, Larry Sharp. Now sit down, Larry. And you know what, I don't know where guys are sitting, so I'm just going to mention who I need to mention. All right. When people go like this, we're talking about a legend in the wrestling business. A lot of guys or people don't know that he was a wrestler, and then he was the preeminent manager for all those years of the Four Horsemen. And our careers kind of got together a little later. We made a friendship kind of late in our careers, I should say. And I'm going to tell you, it was great, and if he's not in the room, we'll get him again when he comes in, but the JJ Dillon. Yeah. Hey, Jeff, did you want him to walk in like that? Is that what's going on here? Always getting you. My friend JJ Dillon. A couple of these guys are like father figures to me because they were already in the business when I got in, and they kind of babysat me and took care of me. And I got to tell you, for the first 6 months or so, a few of them actually beat me up because the business was different back then. The business was different back then. You just didn't get in, and there were no schools, and you kind of had to connive your way in. And if you were lucky enough for people to take you under their wing, they did. But this guy is more a member of my family than he is a friend, and I love him. It's Manny Soto. I played 8 years of football. I was an amateur wrestler for 8 years. I was in the wrestling business for 19 years. I worked in almost all the territories, and if you heard of them, I probably wrestled them. In all those years, my nose got broken one time. Once. One broken nose. And can you imagine? You'd think, well, maybe Terry Funk or, Andre with those big banana fingers of his. Well, who do you suppose that goes to? I had to skip your name. But just hold that thought about the nose for a second, because here's a fellow. Can you imagine we spent 19 years in this business? And we wanted people to take us seriously. And he just came in off the street looking like this. My dear, dear friend, Ray Licamelli, Doink the Clown. Now go sit down. Anyway, my nose got broken during a battle royal. When there's no referee in the ring, my one broken nose, compliments of my very dear friend, Dick Worley. Dick, stand up. Dick, stand up. Oh, I'm sorry. Still happens. Anyway, so the nose got broken, and about 20 years before that, this is that other fellow that I thank for making the Hall of Fame such a success, but he's sneaking in the doorway here a little late, and he certainly deserves our recognition. Mike Capano. Now go sit down and stop the talking. Anyway, about 20 years before the nose got squashed, I got about a size 11 shoe that I never thought it could fit in my mouth. But if you ask my wife, she'll probably say it could fit in that big mouth. I came in from Kansas City, as Manny Soto would say, full of piss and vinegar, and really thought I was going to do some things my way here until I got the boot in the face from my other very dear friend, the unpredictable Johnny Lyle. My very first road trip after coming in from Kansas City, came to New York. Arnold Skolin said to this guy, take that kid to Kingston, New York. He said, I'll meet you in Lodi at the bowling alley. He pulled up in his Eldorado, styling and profiling. I said, man, this is going to be some business. I didn't realize that there were times if I had a big appetite, I was going to be broke. But anyway, my dear friend, Pete Reeves. We have a saying, takes three to tango. Takes three to tango. I tangoed with this guy for 30 years. We go back a long time. The consummate gentleman, knows his trade, and never embarrassed us. Billy Caputo. The fellow, I think, went to Atlanta with my advice. I'm hoping he didn't go too broke. But he's a name on the independent circuit. Before that, he was a territory guy. He always comports himself very well, and we've become friends, and it's always nice to see. The star, well, one of the stars, of the movie The Wrestler, Andrew Anderson. You know, the independents are kind of dominant now. You know, you got the two big groups, but this business is staying alive with the independent people. And there's a lot of independent guys here right now. And you know what? There's a lot of guys that I don't know, that I haven't had the pleasure of meeting or the privilege of meeting. But one that I did meet, that I know pretty well, and I've seen his work in the ring, and it brings me back to the way it used to be, because he represents our business the way we like it represented. And my prediction is that you're going to see this guy go a long way if he so chooses. Frankie Flo. every once in a while I get this little pain in my chest, you see. And I'm always worried that it's my heart, but it's not. What it is this bruise that I have, and I've had it since, I guess, around 1985. And I gotta thank Mr. New Jersey for my bruised solar plexus, Tommy Cairo.
Yeah, Tommy.
While we're thinking of guys that actually beat me up a little bit, I'd be remiss if I didn't point out somebody that I guess pretty much started his career around us old timers like Johnny and Manny and Worley. And he became our close friend, and once again someone that represented this business and made us proud to say he kind of came in and hung with us, and you know, I can't think of enough good things to say, and he still makes us proud, and there's not a lot of us left that we're proud to be wrestlers because we're never embarrassed by it. But he's my friend, Rocky Jones. Another fellow in the independents that's making a name for himself, and hopefully keeps going, and hopefully represents our business the way some of us would like him to represent it, is Richie Rotten. Well, the next guy was, I met him, I think, in Buffalo, New York, when I thought it would be a really good idea to go work for Eddie Einhorn, because he was going to put everybody out of business and we had opposition. Well, that didn't work. I actually had to call home and say to my father, I can't afford to get my clothes out of the cleaners. Can you send me something so I can leave? But I met him when I got hurt one night and kind of unconscious, and they got me going, and on the way back to the ring, this guy was watching the matches, kind of leaning on the bleachers like this. And as they dragged me by with a bump on my head about that high, I heard this voice say, "And did you hurt yourself, kid?" I went inside, they put ice on my head and took a shower, and about an hour later, I walk into the dressing room, and there's Arnold Skolin, and rest his soul, and Gino, and it might have been the Indian, and this other guy playing cards. And I said, "Pardon me, about an hour ago, did you say, did you hurt yourself, kid?" I had an ice pack on my head, I had a grade 2 concussion, and I couldn't have told you what town I was in if it was for $1 million. However, this guy, again, took me under his wing. I mean, he doesn't need an introduction from me except to tell you he's a very dear friend and someone we also considered part of our family. Because my kids grew up, I guess, in a wrestling family. So these were the guys that I'm talking about that babysat my kids and watched them and played with them. And he's still my friend, Dominic Danucci. Anyway, and it's like waiting for Santa Claus. Bob is still on his way.
He's doing squats in this.
He's probably warming up to come here. That's right. Anyway, listen, last but not least, but it's not last. You know, you save the best for last. And this fella came into New York. I think I was already here. Had already done the territory thing. You know, I think maybe he knows where the Hurt Bull Barn is. And we spent lots of hours there. But he came in and came into New York, which is a really tough place to come into. It's a high pressure kind of thing. And I had the privilege of working with him many, many times. Thanks to Mario Savoldi, Although, I said, geez, Mario, I'm getting beat up every night here. You know, can we change things? I'm glad we didn't change things, because here's a guy that represents our business to this day and makes us really proud, is Tito Santana. I think I know him.
Good. Yeah, congratulations.
Maybe he was doing squats out there.
The wheel, waiting 3 matches over there with the wheel. Hold like a seat.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Dave. Hey, tap me on his way.
Bobby, it's time for dinner. It's Saturday night. We got to be at the Chase Hotel in St. Louis. Well, while Bobby's saying hello, I'm going to say one more. Hi, Bob. Thank you so much for coming, my friend.
All right!
Mr. Backlund, young man!
We weren't in a weird business, were we? Anyway, one more person. Was on the independent circuit for a little while, and I got to tell you how proud that we are of him. He used to be Dave the Wave, my son. You guys met him at one of the inductions. Now he's not on the independent circuit anymore. He's employed by you guys. But we're so proud that my son David is making his contribution. He came down from the submarine base in Groton, where he's serving right now. And David, stand up and say hi to the stage. And just what parents want to hear. He came in last night because he wanted to be here to honor Angelo. So he came in and I said, so what's new in the Navy, Dave? Oh, he said, there's a little new in the Navy. And what might it be, David? He said, well, they're going to designate us Special Forces now. So after we revived my wife, who, I got to tell you, 2 more thank yous. Then John Pantozzi is going to explain how to squeeze a couple more bucks out of you for these raffle tickets. But my wife and my daughter really, really worked hard on this. Although my wife said, I know you love Angelo, but if I hear the word wrestling in this house one more time after tonight, you might be calling a lawyer. All right? And let me tell you, this business has taken care of a few marriages. But anyway, I got to thank my wife, Kathy, and my daughter, Amanda, who were instrumental in making this work and making me not have a nervous breakdown while it was going on. Anyway, John Pantozzi, where might you be?
Relax. Okay.
You all know everything is going to the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. Everything's not for profit. I'm going to explain this one more time, but I just have to say a few more things. I don't know how many people are in here, but do you guys realize you're in the same room with a guy who wrestled alongside Jim Lombis and Ed Strangler Lewis in 2011, all right? Angelo Savoldi. It's just mind-boggling. Okay, I want to mention Jumpin' Joe also. It was a sad day for me when Jumpin' Joe retired right there. He was a great, great wrestler.
Wasn't the same day for the heels.
Okay, one other thing, for the fans that are here, there's a lot of wrestlers, independent wrestlers, old-time wrestlers. For the fans here, I want you to remember, the wrestlers that are in this room, from the young guys to the old-timers, their life in wrestling, I've said this at other dinners before, you know, that's how they make their living. A guy like Tito Santana, now I don't want to make anybody else feel different, slander, but this guy came in, he was hammered for autographs. You know what? Tito makes money on autographs at wrestling shows. People pay to see this guy. They pay to see him. All right? So it's all going for non-profit. Because Tito agreed to come and Angelo is here, everybody else is here, they're doing things that they always do for a payday, but they're doing it for free tonight. Okay, to honor Angelo, that's number one, and to support the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. So for the fans in here, please remember that. These guys don't do this all the time. Okay? I was just at a show last night with Tito. Okay, and of course he won his match, and you know, people pay to see Tito. I'm watching him there signing autograph after autograph last night and tonight. Big difference though tonight. He's doing it for Angelo and for the Hall of Fame. So thanks to everybody. Remember that when you're getting that autograph.
Arriba!
Really quick, I gotta ask, who are the radio people? Who won these tickets on that radio contest? New Jersey 101. All right. It'll save 6 dinners. All right. Anyway, you know what? Since this is like a little history also, before you go eat, this will take 30 seconds. We spent a lot of years in this business, and sometimes lonely, sometimes, most of the time great. And there's a couple of people, just two, that go back with us that we really don't consider kind of outsiders. Actually, there's 3. We don't consider them outsiders. George Napolitano was a George is a picture with us on the road, all right? The other guy was Scott Epstein. He's a tremendous supporter of this Hall of Fame, and he's one of our friends. And last but not least, I got to tell you, when I used to go to the Brooklyn Roll-A-Rama, and Johnny B in a Brooklyn Roll-A-Rama, or in the Knickerbocker, any place, I mean, I couldn't stand this guy. I'd walk in the dressing room and say, man, this guy's giving me a hard time. But he became my friend, and there's a respect and a closeness now, all right? And we used to call him Brooklyn Johnny Brown. We love him.
Whoa!
Now I think it's time to eat, so just taking care of that.
Johnny Brown in town.
One guy had one hell of a match last night, right? His name is Lou Nova. Okay? Great wrestler. Okay? The other guy, if you ever get a chance to see this guy, he's perpetual motion. And he can get more heat by saying shut up than anybody I've ever seen. Crazy Ivan. Okay, now, quick signed baseball from superstar Billy Graham. Got great magazines, posters, action figures, hats, got autographed Captain Lou Albano, books. So check out the baskets, check out the posters. Buy the raffles from Amanda, right by the door there.
Hey, this is Tommy Savoldi, and here we are at a Wrestling Hall of Fame function honoring none other than Angelo Savoldi. And I got to tell you, there are so many stars here tonight, we don't even need the lights in here. This place would be lit up without the lights. Let's walk around and let's see who we have here. Dominic, how have you been?
Oh, I've been very well, especially now with a little glass of wine. I'm doing very, very well. I'm a little old, but that's okay. But look, the life is good. If you're not sick, and you're healthy, and you do what you want to do, it's wonderful. Don't complain about anything. If somebody say you got old, that's only a number. One number, it's it. Don't worry about it.
The only problem with getting old, Dominic, is that when you wake up in the morning, there's another part of your body that's not working.
Yeah, well, it's separating that time a little bit, you know.
Dominic DeNucci, ladies and gentlemen. This is a face only a mother could love. Doink the Clown, how have you been? I like your suit.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it looks very nice. Give me a spin. Nah, that was a mistake. All right.
Oh, looking for an Edie here. He's got a face for radio, this guy.
Doink, how have you been? I haven't seen you for a long, long time.
I feel great. You know, it's great to see your dad. I come out just to see him and support the Hall of Fame.
That's all you got to say.
Yeah, isn't that enough? He's a legend.
Who's a legend?
Not you. You're a legend in your own mind. I'm talking about Angelo.
I've been a legend in my own mind.
Wait, did you have to bring this guy with you? Just give me the mic and let me do my stuff.
Hey, go. You said it.
You know, I started in the business with the Savoldis back in the 80s. Couldn't have broke in with a nicer guy. Him and his kids, even this guy, he wasn't bad in the ring. Hell of a referee in his day. Can you still get down or you do the Bronco Lubitsch count?
I can get down. My problem is getting back up.
Oh, you have that problem. Well, listen, it's great to be here. Anytime you get a chance to get to the Hall of Fame, support the Hall of Fame, and come see great stars like Angelo Savoldi. Keep it in the ring.
Billy, what do you think of this affair?
I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's a tribute to Angelo. Everybody here is for Angelo, and very surprising, everybody here knows Angelo, which is the thing. And they love him, and we're so glad that he's out and about and doing the things that a man at his age is enjoying life. Is just fantastic. And
97 years young.
God bless him.
Billy,
God bless him and his family. Thank you so much, Tom. Thank you.
Billy. How are you, Tito?
Good, Tommy. How are you?
I'm doing fine. What do you think of the affair, Tito?
I think this is great. It's been long coming. Angelo's a dear friend of mine. As a matter of fact, the whole family, as yourself, I've known you guys forever. A big part of the reason that I ended up in New York was because of them. I just can't believe how good he looks for as long as he's been around.
Yeah, we go back a long way, don't we, Tito?
Yes, we do.
And you've always been a gentleman and the best there was.
Thank you very much, and so have you, Tommy.
Rocky Jones, look at this. Look at this. 80 years young, he's still standing. Rocky Jones, what do you think of the affair, Rocky?
Oh, this is excellent, excellent. I can't believe Angelo is in incredible shape. He looks the same outside of his hair being...
I got a book for tomorrow night, you know, and we hawking.
I think he could still work.
He's gonna go
I think he could still work.
Oh, I know he can still work.
Could you still referee? That's the question.
See, my problem, Rocky, is I can get down for the count. But then there's got to be somebody in the ring to lift me back up again. I can't get back up.
Well, that's grounds for divorce.
Oh, yeah. Fred Richards, senior NWA referee. Am I right or am I wrong?
When the mediator, one of the best referees of all time.
There's a man with class, ladies and gentlemen. There's a man who knows what he's talking about.
This is greatness over here. Between the two of us, we never could count to three. It was one, it was two, and then he would add them up. He's the only man I know that uses more hair dye than me. And when he can't get off the mat, does he call somebody to help him? He takes 3 Viagras, gets right up, no problem.
But I tell you the truth, you know, these stay on pretty easy. They don't come off. They don't come off. They,
God bless the run.
little glue.
In all seriousness, this is a great night. Angelo Savoldi, a legend in the truest definition of the word. The National Wrestling Alliance, I'm proud to be on the board of directors. Bob Trowbridge, our executive director, sends greetings because Angelo helped to build what we have today. He is the cement between the bricks in Madison Square Garden.
I appreciate that. One of the greatest, ladies and gentlemen. There's a legend by himself right there. You're looking at it. George, what do you think of this affair, George?
Oh, it's a great, great affair.
What are you going behind me?
I came here.
Both of you in front of me.
I came here to see Angelo, to see Mario, to see yourself. It's been a long, long time.
Yeah.
It's great to see everybody.
I haven't seen you for a long, long time,
It's
Georgie.
a lot of years since maybe.
I keep reading the obituaries. I don't see nothing in there. He's still walking around.
About Kutchers. It was from the Kutcher days.
Wow, that is a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the best. George, see, it's gentlemen like this that make wrestling what it is today. It's guys like this that put wrestling in the forefront in the magazines and the stories and everything else. If it wasn't for these kind of people, there wouldn't be professional wrestling today.
Thank you very much.
George Napolitano, one of the best.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Georgie, my pleasure. I want to tell you something about Dick Worley. If there was a Hall of Fame for referees, this man would be number uno on the top. One of the finest gentlemen you'll ever meet in your life, and one of the greatest referees I've ever seen in my life. Dick, how are you enjoying yourself tonight?
Well, I'll tell you, this is about the best meal we had for all the dinners that we've had for the hall. This was excellent. Great turnout. Everybody together again like family. Couldn't have been better.
Dick Worley, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, you're looking at a legend right here. You're looking at him.
All right, my man. I appreciate it.
You are. As far as I'm concerned, you are.
All right.
Thank you, Dick. The man who runs the Wrestling Hall of Fame, and believe me, that's not an easy task.
Well, thank you so much for being here. What a great turnout, huh? What do you think for your dad there? It was beautiful.
How are you enjoying yourself, Tony?
I'm enjoying myself a lot, and it's really nice to be someone like that planted a seed like 10, 12 years ago, and you're wondering if it was going to work. And here I am going to different cities and seeing hundreds of people here coming to the event. You know, it's just terrific that they came out to honor your dad in the hall.
Well, you know what they say, that wrestling has more fans than all the sports combined, and it's true.
I believe that. I believe that. The race car people may not believe you, but we believe it. Yeah, we're big prejudice. Thank you so much.
One of the greatest.
I need a groovy chick in the picture. Do you mind?
Go ahead. One of the greatest ever was. Worked many, many years for WWF. I refereed many of his matches, and he was always a true gentleman and a true athlete. What do you think of this affair, kiddo?
It's one of the greatest things since sliced bread and whipped cream. I'm telling you right now, it's a great thing. I love it. We ought to have more of them. Like to see you at these guys all the time, all right? Good-looking ladies. It's going to take the Undertaker a week to pry the smile off my face.
You know what I remember most when I see you? I remember your dad.
Yeah.
I remember one time at an arena where he was so nervous the ring wasn't up right. He was running around that ring 100 times, and you were going, take it easy.
Relax, Pop, relax. Well, listen, I want to say hello to everybody. I want everybody to have a good night, and I want everybody to get monsterized.
Andrew Anderson,
how are you?
He was featured in the movie The Wrestlers.
And the Skittles guy.
Oh, yeah, you get that?
I'm the Skittles guy.
What did
Don't suplex the rainbow, pal. Taste the rainbow.
Aha, you got it. What do you think of this affair, Andrew?
I thought it was great. I think Angelo's God. You know, I mean, what can you say? He's phenomenal.
Well,
He's still kicking. I'm waiting for him to get in the ring with me still. I'm still waiting for him to get in the ring.
Hey, give him a couple of glasses of wine. He may just do that.
He might kick my ass is what he might do, right?
Hey, look what I got here, ladies and gentlemen. I got the manager of the Four Horsemen right here, JJ Dillon. A true gentleman of professional wrestling. JJ, what do you think of this affair?
Well, I'm just honored to even be here and be part of this. Savoldi family is a wrestling family, and to honor the patriarch Angelo at the age of 97 years old, I remember as a kid seeing him, and I've told Angelo the story many times. If I could count on I'd run out of fingers and toes if I counted the times that I watched Angelo Savoldi and Arnold Skaaland wrestle each other, and I never got tired of watching that match. He was a great wrestler, a great champion, and a wonderful human being, and I'm really thrilled to be here tonight.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of people don't realize that in this business, we're all family.
Absolutely.
It doesn't make any difference what part of the country you're working at.
Nope.
Doesn't make any difference whether you've worked with them before or not.
Nope.
But when you get together, we're family.
Yep.
Am I right?
And to live to be 97 years old and to be as sharp and to be able to sit down and have a conversation, it's just, it's mind-boggling for me. And I was honored at one of these events 2 years ago to be at the same table with Angelo talking about the old days, and he remembers the names, the events. It's just amazing.
If you ask him who he wrestled in 1931 and how long it went, he'd give you right down to the minute the guy's name and his wife's name too.
And tell you how the match ended and how much he got paid.
Exactly. JJ Dillon, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to look at this young Davey O'Hannon. I want you to see what he has on. He's a member of our armed forces. This is one of the young guys that are going to keep us free and happy. It's guys like this that make this country what it is. Davey, what do you think of this affair, kiddo?
If there's no one in the wrestling business more deserving of honor than Angelo Savoldi. I grew up around this business and around these guys, and you got to say, all the great stories involve a Savoldi or another, and there are many to choose from. But Angelo, the patriarch of that family and one of the patriarchs of the wrestling business, more deserving than anybody.
And here's Davey O'Hannon, the one and only Davey O'Hannon. Davey, you still got that green outfit?
I got green, I got pink, I got them all.
Yeah, I remember the green one.
That's right.
The green one.
And you keep in mind, it's the one and only Davey O'Hannon. But this is Dave the Wave, and we're prouder of him than anything that we could ever imagine. You know, not because he's my kid. He's a good kid. He wasn't as good as a wrestler as I was. But anyway, he's doing the right thing, and he's
Well, I got to tell you, the Savoldi family is a great family, but the O'Hannon family is also a great family.
Thank you. Thank you. And, you know, you refereed for me many times. Yeah, I think you kind of favored guys like Soto and Santana and the rest of them.
Well, I like the good-looking guy, but I like the heels better.
Okay.
I was always a heel. I was a heel rep.
And God
My wife still thinks I'm a heel.
You are.
I know.
But Gene's there in the hospital right now. And what I'd like to do, and it's got to stay nice and quiet, because I'm on the phone with him quite a bit. I'm going to tell him I snuck out of this place for a second or two to just give him a call and say hi. And when I give you a signal, I'd like everybody to just say, hi, Cousin Luke, all right? Because I really think that it would make his night. I really do. Can you,
Hey, Jane, it's right. I'm with Daisy. We just stuck off a little bit. Maybe wants to talk to us. Hold on a second.
Hey, Uncle Elmer, what's going on? How you doing? Well, I'm outside. I think we did all right. I think it's going okay, and you know how nervous I was. We let the people know you were thinking about them. We got a pretty decent response. And, you know what? I think somebody wants to say something to you. Hold on 1 second. That was a high cousin Luke. You got it? And they didn't save any of the buffet for you, just so you know. Anyway, these people, a million people want to ask you to see how you're doing. Tommy Carlos got his hand on my shoulder. He already heard it. Run for the hills. Anyway, everybody's been asking about you. They want to say hi. I think Tommy wants to say hi. I'll call you tomorrow morning. Hold on a second. Hold on. Gee. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Nice gesture. Of all the phones that somebody had to hand me, now I'm going to have to hear about that I try to steal his phone. What could possibly go wrong?
You squirt him. This was a present from that young lady over there, so you don't have a problem with me.
Hi, Laura.
Have a nice. I think she's with your wife now, speaking.
Oh, great.
Have a nice day, Dave.
Of course, Larry's not paying attention. He's right there. He doesn't hear what I'm saying.
I like him so much in Batman, I didn't freak me out.
Over here. Oh, Larry. You wonder why some of the spots years ago just didn't look right. this is a reason. Anyway, Larry and Dick are going to present our next honoree. I met him again a little late in my career, but I got to tell you something. He represents us very well. He's got a history in the business, old style. Now I know it's really tough to pry a microphone away from some of us, so I'm going to ask these two guys to keep this as brief as possible. And let's see, who's got more seniority? Well, I'm just concerned about how much longer you're going to be here. So I don't mean that. I mean be here. How you feeling? Okay, then we better let him speak. Anyway, we're going to let these guys present our next honoree.
This guy's been around a long time. I've known him about 20 years. He runs terrific shows over there, and he keeps the business alive. It's independent wrestling that keeps everything going because Vince stopped using all the small time. It's guys like him that keep it all going, and I'll tell you, I've never met a finer gentleman in my life. So, here's to you, Doc.
Hey, Doc!
Before Doc gets up here, I don't want to say too much about Dick Worley liking to talk, but we went to a bar one time and there's a piano. We're just going in for a drink. He sees the piano and says, "Don't tell me you're going to make me sing." I didn't even know that he could sing, but he comes over there singing. Doc, come on up, buddy.
All right, Doc!
Ladies and gentlemen, Doc Diamond.
Right, Doc!
Doc, do you remember where you got your start?
Yes, Larry Sharp. I'm still waiting for my limo at my wedding. Jerry stole my limo?
I thought that was a gift. Anyway,
still waiting for the payoff. Anyway.
Larry, congratulations on everything that you've done in the industry.
Oh,
I know you've worked hard for it. And I also want to mention Chief coming now, too, because you did a lot for that guy. And now the mic is yours.
I just wanted to thank everybody. It's an honor being here among the legends and icons of this business. I don't know if Tito remembers, Johnny Roz helped me out getting Tito against Honky Tonk Man down at Expo Center down in Pennsauken.
Oh, I remember that show.
Larry Sharp helped me out a lot. He's like a brother to me. I just hooked up again with Charlie Fulton over Facebook. I'm sorry. And me and him was talking about Larry. And Larry's been a great friend. The only thing that's got me on, had me drinking Crown Royal and Rolling Rocks.
I told you that Crown Royal's so good.
And when it gets warm, it stinks like skunk cabbage in the woods.
There you go, Doc.
Right? But I just want to thank everybody here. I really appreciate this. It's a surprise. Davey has become a good friend. Dick Worley.
Don't say it.
You're Rob Bret Hart.
Dick gave me a chance to work with like Ken Patera, Kamala, down in Maryland, down at submarine base years ago.
A hell of a match, too.
You guys are killing the town.
This one.
Listen, I just want to thank Doc. His support of the Hall of Fame is second to none. Thank you so much, Doc.
You get the best payday, too.
Now go sit down. Now the main event of the evening. Anyway, just as a little preface, I'm going to tell you what my very first contact with our honoree was. And I'm sure with all the places he's been and all the people he's been around, he's not going to remember this because it was just inconsequential. It was about 1964. in the Asbury Park Convention Hall. It was the arena you saw on The Wrestler. I'm sure Andrew was down there. But anyway, as a kid, my mom, my aunt used to take my cousin and I to the Asbury Park Convention Hall. We'd go to wrestling matches. My mom and my aunt would go to the movies at the Paramount Theater. And I got a row 1 seat. It never happened before. Now keep in mind that these people, that a kid like me, 13 years old, 12 years old, whatever it was, I don't want to give it away. But anyway, we're watching our icons, our idols, and now in person, and I was in the first row. Whatever match it was on the card, I don't remember, but I do remember it was Angelo Savoldi versus Ronnie Etchison in the convention hall. And Angelo, as we all know, was a bit of a heel. I know he's got those matinee idol looks. He's a cutie, but he was a heel. So I must have been razzing him a little bit. And he stopped what he was doing. Now keep in mind, I'd watch him on Channel 5 every week. I'd watch Lucha Libre. I'd watch it in Spanish. I didn't know what was going on. But I watched it because I watched these guys. So I said something, and I don't remember what I said to Angelo Savoldi. And he stopped wrestling, and he stepped over, and he went, "What are you, a boy or a girl?" My cousin said, "What do you mean by that?" I said, "I don't know what he meant by that." But I got a reaction from Angelo Savoldi that stayed in my head for a long time because he was one of my idols. So for me to be able to get into the business and be able to work with Angelo and for him. And by the way, Angelo, you said to me one night in Worcester, Massachusetts, "Kid, you got to go out on the farm." I said, "What am I going to do out on the farm, Angelo?" He said, No. You got to get out of New York. You got to go out on the farm." So Angelo sent me to Kansas City. Oh my God. I can't even tell you what the trips were like, but I learned my trade. So I'm in debt to Angelo because this kid got to live his dream because of that man. And now I'm going to ask a couple other people that have something to say. The first one is going to be one of our other guests of honor, Tito Santana.
Well, when I first came to New York in 1979, it was because of the Savoldi family. Mario was the one that had the biggest impact in my wrestling career. He's the one that stole the tape from Texas when I was wrestling for Dick Murdoch and Blackjack Mulligan, and he helped me get here. And the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and I, we played football together in West Texas State. And him and I had the privilege of traveling with Angelo and Mario. I mean, every day that I was on the road, it was with the two of them. And let me tell you, we enjoyed every trip. On the way over here, I told my wife, we would travel from Bangor, Maine, and we'd get home at 4 or 5 in the morning, sometimes a little bit later, and DiBiase and I would get so pissed off because no matter how tired we were, Angelo had to stop and get some coffee for Mary, his wife. And we found out that, you know, she was waiting for him. I mean, Angelo loved his wife, he loved his family. My wife was a big part. My wife is sitting over there with the boys. She worked for Mario when Mario had some record shops when she was in high school. And, you know, we became our first date. We went to eat dinner at Angelo's house. The whole family was there because They were a typical Italian family, and they get together every Sunday, and they're just wonderful people. And Angelo made my experience in professional wrestling a very pleasant experience, and I just can't believe how great he looks. He's a good man. Arriba!
There's another fellow I'm going to call up here, and a lot of this will be lost on some of you guys. We call them the castle dwellers up in Lake Parsippany, Beverwick Road.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, well, Angelo didn't forget about it. But a fellow that's an icon in our business also, and has a very warm spot in his heart for Angelo. Dominic.
Wow. The other Dom. Which one?
Could you come over here, please?
I want another glass of wine.
There you go, Chardonnay.
But Dominic goes back for years and years with Angelo, and I think he'd just like to say what he feels.
Well, I like to say something to Angelo Savoldi. From Bangor, Maine, we were going to Washington to do the television, and we left Bangor and everybody go to sleep. And I was driving, and I saw a motel out close to Boston, and I pull in, and I go to sleep, and I left him sleep in the car. It was now, that probably sounds funny, but to drive from Bangor, Maine to go to Washington, D.C. on a Thursday to do the television. Vince McMahon didn't care. You were sleeping all day. But the thing when I meet Angelo Savoldi, just when I started the business, he came in to Montreal because that's where I came in. When I came in from Italy, I was in Canada in Montreal. So when I started Angelo Savoldi. I think he said to me, well, where are you from, kid? But that was no, they were the star, okay? But I always knew him in the Rock, Argentina. And then when I came into New York, that's when I met Angelo Savoldi because we traveled together. It was a pleasure to go with him, But he's a very, very good man. And I hope he do not 97 years.
Oh, holy.
So it's really an honor for me and for all of us here to get this opportunity to thank somebody that meant so much to us in our trade, in our industry. Angelo, I mean, I don't have to use words to tell you how I feel about you, but just look around. And I'm going to tell you something. We had to turn people away. They were calling my house at all hours of the day and night saying, we want to come. And I said, well, you know what? There's just no room. But if you look around, there's so many people here that you've touched, and so many people that you've helped, and so many people that love you. It's a great honor for us and for the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame to present this to you with our love. Now, I saw my daughter walking around, so I guess it's that time. Of course, I never did this before, so I don't know what to do now. John Fantozzi. Oh, here he comes. Oh, it says pulled in the auction. And we're going to force the guys now. His name is Justin Kane. So, Wait a minute. You got them all? Kathy Sue. Is that what Angelo Savoldi's family who just won that thing? Angelo, you could get arrested for this kind of stuff, you know. Okay, number 2. Johnny Brown.
Johnny Brown, picking the ticket out there. All right.
Not out of your pocket, John.
And the winner is Johnny Brown. There you go.
Let's have a
Thank you. It's Toastmasters. Thank you, Toastmasters. Thank you for everything as well. Thank you, sir.
716 801 801. All the independent guys that came out, you know, guys that you're going to see, I guarantee it, because the wrestling business is going to go full cycle, all right? And years ago, when Angelo was beating up and down those roads, all right, keep in mind that he made trips and he sold places out in the Midwest, in Omaha and Lincoln and Oklahoma City and Tulsa and Kansas City. And he was selling places out before there was mass transit there, before there was an internet, and there wasn't a whole lot of television coverage for these guys. They sold the places out because they were the real deal, all right? And they had to start someplace. And these independent guys that I see, that I have seen, that are working out there and putting their bodies on the line night in and night out, are going to enjoy the same opportunity someday. Because the big guy in Stanford changed our business. Some of us don't like it. We can't argue about it because he did make a business out of it. But the mystique isn't there anymore, and it's not protected like it used to be. All right? The heart's not there anymore. Guys like Dominic and Johnny Rods and Manny Soto and Ray Apollo, JJ Dillon, Andrew Anderson. These guys were the road warriors. That's who they were. They did the job every night. They got out there and they brought the entertainment to the people. But they were serious about it. And the thing that makes it so special is they never made a joke about what we did for a living. And that's what's so important to us. That's what's so important to us. So on behalf of the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame, you guys deserve a big thank you from us. You guys deserve a thank you for keeping this thing alive. And like Tito said, when he came up from West Texas, he worked all those towns, man. Monday night, San Angelo, Tuesday, Odessa, Abilene, Amarillo, head to Pueblo or head to Hereford, and then to Albuquerque and started all over again. All right? We beat up and down those roads. We did it because we loved it, and we did it because you people supported us, and that's important. So thanks very much. I hope you go home. Thanks. Appreciate it. So let me let Tony Morello close this up. Thanks again, folks.
All right, keep the applause going for David. You did a terrific job. Kathy, Amanda, thank you so much for everything that you did. And thank everybody else. Now, here's what we're going to do. Wrestlers, just wrestlers. Line up behind Angelo and his family. We're going to take a nice group picture. George will take a nice picture and stuff.
There we go.
Okay, guys, I appreciate it. Thank you again for coming tonight. Thank you so much.